Coast Cruise.
Oh my God, that was so much fun!
All right. Well, I think it's time to give Adventureland a call and see if they're ready to chat with us about what they have going on there. So let's call Adventureland.
What listing? The number you have reached is not in service.
Hello.
Hey, is this Andrew?
This is. How's it going?
Hey, not too bad. This is Clint Novak with In the Loop. This is Andrew. He is the marketing and promotions coordinator for Adventureland Long Island. We got you on the show, Andrew, and we're here to talk a little bit about your new haunt event you got going on this year.
Absolutely. Well, I want to start off by saying thank you so much for having me on. And with this being our first year having this haunt event, we appreciate the any sort of exposure that we could get. So thank you so much to you guys.
No problem. We have our co-host here, the legend. He actually grew up not too far away from Adventureland Long Island. He's the one who is nerding out and wants to talk to you all about this stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I'm here for any and all questions you guys have. I'd love to provide some more insight about what we have going on here at Long Island Amusement Park.
Fantastic. All right, Andrew. Now, I'm the native Long Islander over here. I'm somebody that grew up in Belmore, which is probably 15 minutes away from Adventureland, and I no longer live on Long Island, but I come back and visit from time to time. So I mean, I've been going to Adventureland since I was 3 or 4. I could remember everything from the bumper boats to the surf dance to the mini golf to 1313 Cemetery Way, the whole deal. I mean,
right.
I grew up at the park, as a lot of Long Islanders did, and then when I heard you guys were doing a haunt event. And not only that you were doing a haunt event for the first time, but how you're doing it was sort of bringing back the history of the park and, the haunted tree and all that. Could you just talk about a little bit about the idea of doing a haunt for the first time and how you guys are doing it?
Sure. Well, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head with, the fact of Adventureland having so much history behind it. 2013 is our 51st season here as Long Island Amusement Park. And when we started to really figure out the details of Nightmare on the Midway, back in its infant stages, I'd say late January, early February, we first had to get the logistics together of, okay, who are we going to partner with and who's going to do the creative aspect, but how are we going to tackle this also from a promotional standpoint? Because before this even started, Adventureland was fighting an uphill battle in the sense that we're known for providing family fun, and we do that very well over the past 50 years. So now when we bring in something that's very different from family fun that is going to scare the pants off you, we had quite the challenge ahead of us. So we decided to say, make it a little easier on ourselves, and let's go with Adventureland's history. So, as you said, we do have this haunted tree, which was a part of our old haunted house, which we removed prior to the 2011 season. It's called 1313 Cemetery Way, and this tree was built by the manufacturer, an animatronic, and he did his spiel for a while. He would open up and talk, and the eyes and the branches would move. But then as it got closer and closer to the attraction eventually being removed, the tree became in disrepair, and he didn't move for the longest time. And so upon the attraction actually being removed from the park, we kept the tree here because he was just so iconic. And we throw that word around all the time here about the tree just because it really is true. Myself in my 20s and then having other, parents in their 30s or even people older, when they brought their kids here, they would remember the tree. I wouldn't go in there if I were you, and he talks about chainsaws and everything. So we really felt if we wanted to create not so much a mascot behind the event, but just to get really people, to get our guests excited about it, there was kind of hands down, the tree was the best way to go about it. So we were able to partner up with hauntedprops.com. They did pretty much all of the animatronics and theming you see throughout the park, and they brought in some technicians as well as our technicians, and they were able to actually bring the tree back to life. So if you come to the park for Nightmare in the Midway, you will see the tree lit up and the eyes move, and he talks just as he did, back in the 80s and 90s when 1313 Cemetery Way was here.
Now, is he saying the same kind of stuff, or like, you will be chased by a man with a chainsaw?
Yep, we have the original recording that he does. It's all in sync, and it goes off about every 2 minutes if you're in the park. And that even goes on during the day, too, because while we have Nightmare in the Midway occurring on Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday nights, to also appease and cater to our family-friendly environment that we're so well known for, the park is open from 11:30 to 6 earlier that day for more a soft scare, we're calling it. So there are clowns walking around, not scary clowns, but still things for families to do with their children. We have a pumpkin patch and fall treats and face painting and things like that. So it's a very good autumnal event, but obviously the highlight of which is Nightmare in the Midway, the scare event at night.
Alrighty. Now, I guess, how long were you guys thinking about doing a haunt event?
Yeah, the idea has been thrown around for years past, but, so much, like I said before, about us having just this inherent family nature behind us, we were a little hesitant to do it just because of, we had that, not so much a stigma, but that reputation of being family friendly. So we didn't know how challenging it was going to be. But when we were approached by Joe from hauntedprops.com, he kind of laid out and said what he was capable of doing, and we saw his past work, and we said if we wanted to take the next step and really become a significant player in the amusement industry, this was kind of a route that we were going to have to go. And after that decision was made to push forward, then like I talked about, the planning stages and the preparation came along. But this is our first season, but the initial reviews that we've had, even just after our opening weekend, we think that this is, in years to come, is going to be one of the premier haunted events, not just on Long Island, but hopefully with amusement parks as well.
All right. Now, the guests coming in to Nightmare on the Midway, what kind of special things, what kind of attractions and haunts and haunted houses are they going to find?
Sure. Well, we are highlighting, we've been really pushing 4 haunted attractions, but really it's 5 haunted attractions that we have. It's broken down as follows. We have 2 walkthrough areas, and the rest are ride-ons, utilizing our attractions here at the park. The first of which is Zombie Asylum. It's basically a zombie apocalypse has taken place, and you're walking through a decayed medical lab, and we have a newsreel playing in the queue line to kind of get you in the mood that you're walking into like a contaminated area, and that's about a 6-minute walkthrough haunted house that we actually took that bumper cars area and transformed into this zombie asylum. The next is Slappy Sadistic Circus Land, and that's all clown and circus theme. A lot of people are afraid of clowns, so we want to attack that. The next angle is 1313 Cemetery Way. That pays respect to our old original haunted house that we had here at the park, and it's basically our ghost house, our new haunted house, but transformed with new state-of-the-art animatronics and special effects and theming on the outside. We also have the Evil Express. The Evil Express is our train ride that goes throughout the entire park, and that is a 10-minute, basically, scare theme as you make your way around the park. And then the fifth of which we decided to kind of add last minute, is called the Haunted Graveyard, and it's our antique car ride. It's a quick ride, but we wanted to. While some of the other attractions are slower pace and you kind of take your time walking through and you kind of get scared when you least expect it, you're very in suspense, this is a very quick scare. So you're in and out of the attraction, but there's something around every corner. With somebody with a chainsaw or an animatronic, something popping out at you. So those are the 5 main haunted attractions that we have. In addition to that, we also have the scare actors that people love to interact with throughout the park. If you like to be chased or, they're more than welcome to take pictures with you. That just really adds to the ambiance. And then what we've really been pushing is that this is Adventureland, but at night with all these extra pieces on top of it. So you can still come to the park and ride the rides. You go on the Frisbee, the pirate ship, the Hurricane roller coaster, the swings, all your favorite attractions are still here in addition to our outdoor Midway games, the arcade, the restaurant. So it's a nice fall night at Adventureland, but you have that scary tone to it as well, which we really thought and we feel strongly it sets us apart from a lot of other haunted houses on Long Island, because we are Long Island's only amusement park, and we take pride in that. So we're feeling pretty confident with our haunt abilities, even though this being our first season.
Very cool. I know I was pretty excited when I heard this, and kind of surprised that you guys were doing a haunted event, just because if anybody that's ever been to Adventureland, they know there's almost no room for anything, especially if you try to find a place to park.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult, but I mean, I guess you guys fit it in there. Now you said the one went in the bumper cars. Where are the other ones located?
Sure. Well, Slappy Sadistic Circus Land is our Kittyland area, which is, ironic, which that area is usually open sometimes during the fall and spring just for kiddie rides. So if parents want to bring their children out to go on some of the smaller flat rides they have here at the park, that's a good area. But that's all circus themed, and everything is a little smaller, so it kind of worked a little well for it being a circus. So that's all towards the front end of the park. And as you make your way back, the Evil Express, actually, the train tracks circles the entire perimeter of the park, but you're actually going to board it at our train station, which is about halfway through the park across from the Frisbee and Music Express. Then we have 13 Cemetery Way, which is a little farther up the park. That is next to our gift shop and across from the Hurricane roller coaster. That's 13 Cemetery Way. And then we have the Haunted Graveyard. Like I said, that is the antique cars attraction in the back of the park, located by the log flume, as well as the Ladybug roller coaster.
All right. Now, you guys opened up this past weekend. How was the response by the guests for the first time?
It was, we were pleasantly surprised with it. We actually had a sneak scare as well. We teamed up with two radio stations here on Long Island as our sponsors, WBAB and WBLI, and they gave out passes to their listeners, and we actually gave them like a sneak preview event the Thursday night, and then we officially opened to the public this past Saturday. And unfortunately, the weather shut us down last night, but we're gonna, that comes with the territory, obviously. But we are pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. Not that we weren't 100% confident in this event going into it, but whenever you're doing something for the first time, you're a little hesitant with how the public is going to react. But everybody, well, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head when you said that we were able to cram so much into a 14-acre park. And what we really take pride in was that some of the people who I was walking around with, they really just noticed all the little details that we did. So between every attraction having a specific soundtrack, time synced to where you are in the attraction, to the park having its own soundtrack, to the whole marketing effort that we put behind with having the tree come back to life. And we released new information about this event beginning on June 13th and then July 13th and August 13th, playing off of the 1313 mantra that we have with one of our old attractions, to even the lighting in the park. It goes down to that minute of a detail. If you look at some of the fluorescent bulbs we have, we took all those out and replaced them with either black lights or orange lights. So it's little things like that really take this event over the top. When we don't have space to work with, we say, let's just kind of scale it down, look at the details, because at the end of the day, we think that's what could set something over the top, in addition to having, fog machines and stuff like that. So the essence is in the details, as we say when we have a small park to work with.
Very cool. I know I loved the build up and the all the different teaser videos you guys had out there. Once I saw the Haunted Tree episode, I was hooked. Little information for our listeners. Like little 6-year-old legend had nightmares over the haunted tree for years. It was one of the things that recurred in any of my nightmarish childhood dreams. It was the haunted tree, and then the other thing that kept coming back was the trolls from Ernest Scared Stupid. So there's those two things for some reason terrified me as a child. All right, just want to get you out of there and list a nice easy question. where can guests go to find more about this? What nights? What are the dates? What are the prices? That kind of thing.
Sure. For more information on this event, we're going to throw you to our website. That's adventureland.us/nightmare. And you'll find all the information about our daytime event, but all the stories behind our Nightmare event as well. This will be taking place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights throughout the month of October, with the last event being Saturday, November 2nd, and it runs from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We'll also be open on Halloween night as well. It's an admission-based event, which is a little bit different for what we're used to here at Adventureland. You normally pay to ride the rides with our pay one price bracelet, but this is a $34.99 admission per person, and that gives you access to everything that you have in the park as far as the rides and the 4 haunted attractions. And then, of course, we do have our outdoor games and our food available as well. You know, if you want to win yourself a prize or get something to eat, we have all those themed up for Halloween as well. Also all the other information regarding rules and regulations, that's also on our website, adventureland.us/nightmare. And again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. going through November 2nd.
Very cool. I'm not going to be able to get out there this year. I'm stuck here in Orlando for a while. I'm trying to get my parents to go. My parents are still out there on Long Island. I want to get them to go. I would love to even bring them on the show to talk about their experience, which I just think would be hilarious. But I've been telling them, like, hey, Adventureland's doing this new thing. You guys got to get out there. So I'm trying to get them to go out there and check it out for us.
Yeah, we think we're drawing a big Long Island crowd, obviously this first time around. Our season pass holders who have been to the park multiple times this season have heard us talk about it through our in-park messages and in-park advertisements and everything. But, we're excited to pull some people from around the tri-state area as well for this first time around. But then we'll probably broaden our horizons a little bit next year for our second season.
Very cool. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for doing the event, and we wish you guys the best of luck.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much, and best of luck to your podcast as well. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrew. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, guys. This is really great publicity for us, and I'm excited to hear the final product.
All right. We will have the show up and running here as soon as we're finished doing the show.
Oh, awesome. I'll look for it on the website. Do you think that'll be tonight at some time?
Yeah. I'll email you a link.
Awesome, Clint. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. That is Andrew. He's a marketing and promotions coordinator over there at Adventureland in Long Island. So good to have him on, and the legend geeking out there a little bit about his home park.
I am. It's. I mean, obviously, things you grew up with during your childhood, you're always going to have a special place in your heart, and that's one of them for me.
Yep. If I could get Valley Fair to come on, I would be the same way. I'd be in trouble.
Papa.
Well, and we both have something unique about our home parks, because doesn't your home park Adventureland have kind of an odd mascot?
Yes, it's actually a newer mascot, Alfie Adventureland. So a big goofy superhero kind of guy. I still like Papa better.